A national program that's been going for a few years, and Richmond's been very proud to participate in. It's really a kind of a grassroots thing, a way for artists to have open houses to show art and culture in the making and in the process, involve the community. I mean, already areas in Richmond and Vancouver have had kind of culture crawls and doors open events, so we've already had projects like that that allow the public to experience culture and art. And so, but this Culture Days is national, so we're part of a larger national event that's taking place. And so I guess we'll get going shortly. I guess I'm supposed to get to the part where I get ready to do my intro. And I've kind of thanked Elisa and Andrew Wong, public art assistants, who helped organize tonight. And so, without further ado, and I've asked you about PechaKuchas, I'll start my presentation then. So again, I'm Eric Fiss, I'm the public art planner. And how does it work? Does it just start going? My 5 minutes? Okay, here we go. I've got 5 minutes and a few seconds. And I'm not going to really explain what these projects are. These are various public art projects that have been installed in Richmond very recently. These are some of our newest public art projects. But really tonight we're going to have a conversation. We have artists, all artists pretty much, who do public art. Not all of them like to say they're artists, but I think they all are professional artists. I think the question tonight that I'm hoping they'll be able to talk about, and then there'll be times for maybe a conversation, question and answer, discussion among all of us to ask, really, what is public art? Do people know what public art is? Yeah, everybody has an idea what they think public art is. I mean, that's always a good place to start, and I think maybe tonight that's what we're going to try to find out. You know, these are all examples of public art. And when I think of public art, you know, there's two words: it's public and it's art. And public can mean many things. There's public places, you know, such as a main room in a community center, or outdoor places that people can go to, or a pump station along the dike, you know, which is a functional building that has works of art incorporated with it. So that's kind of public, you know, the public realm. Sometimes as architects and urban designers talk about the public realm, places that are available and accessible to the public. I mean, a crosswalk in Steveston, I mean, that's really public realm. I mean, you can't get more in the street than that. But you know, public is also the people, the populace. It's you. It's, you know, the community is the public as well. And you know, how does art engage the public? Is it just that it happens to be in the public, or is it made by the public, or is it there for the public to interact with, to sit on, like this bench at Terra Nova? Then we did a series of benches by artists. And again, the art part, you know, generally it means that there's an artist involved, you know, and tonight I think we're going to see artists who are professional artists who are involved in the work. You know, so that's really important. You know, it's different than other things, other forms of urban design that one might find in the public realm. That somehow there was an intentionality, that an artist had something that they wanted to say or bring meaning to the public space, or at least involve the public. And sometimes this is actually a fairly tragic one, because this work, it's fairly robust, but yet it was fragile, and it was vandalized and destroyed recently, and it fell, and it's now at the bottom of the slough. So you know, we have to now decide, you know, do we recreate it? Do we ask the artist to do something slightly different, something more durable? Those are important questions. You know, there's sort of a public responsibility when the work is in the public realm for the public to care for it. There's sort of a risk. You know, many times, you know, public art can be metal and it might last for a long time, or stone. But even stone can be vandalized. So, like, it's really important when an artist takes the time to create a work and put it out in the public realm, that somehow it's accepted and protected by the public. So, you know, again, I think tonight I want to look at those questions, you know, in fact, or think about the questions, you know, the who makes public art. Here's an example of a community public art project where the making of the art was led by an artist, Corinna Hanson, but it was actually created with children at a community center. You know, she kind of gave them some guidance and some forms and gave them a pile of mosaics, but they were able to put it all together. And here's another example, though, of you know, a what or where can a public art take place. And this one, an artist who does socially interactive type of art, created an event that brought together new immigrants and community. I have to get closer to this. Okay. And so that was a different type of public art, but it was seen as different than simply a social event. It was a type of art making. And some of our public art programs in the city of Richmond have allowed opportunities for painters to display their work in public. Sometimes it's not there permanently like a mural would be, but you know, it can be there to enrich and enlighten the streetscape and the environment. You know, and it makes us think, you know, why do we enjoy art and culture? How does that brighten up our day? How does that motivate us during the day to see art? So these are the other questions, you know, besides who and where, you know, but there's the questions of why. You know, why are we engaged in art? What are the artists trying to say? Here's another example with artists who did a more of a graphic interpretive work and looking at text, and it's differently engaging, or the way the sculptural piece is also differently engaging. This is the type of work that was commissioned, paid for by a private developer who was building a series of townhouses that had a bit of a Georgian motif in the buildings, and the artists created this bit of a scroll work as a bit of a play, I think, on the kind of Georgian architecture in the project. And here's another type of artwork that was, again, paid for by a private developer who was doing an expansion, the Shoppers Drug Mart at Broadmoor Shopping Center. And so there's a large mosaic mural on the side of the building now, just recently completed. So, you know, we have all these different types of opportunities. This is one it's a bit more of even more innovative, a very low budget project. It was a new Mini dealership next to the BMW dealership, and they said, you know, is this public art? You know, they said they wanted to do a green wall, and can a green wall be public art? In this particular case, the designers actually had this idea of this bee, and you know, as opposed to sort of more conventional but beautiful and interpretive type of public art with these metal flowers in a new fountain at a developer's project. But again, this is right at the edge of the street, so it's there for the entire public to enjoy. And lastly, the most recent work of public art that was installed in the city by Instant Coffee is a large mural project helping to mask a blank wall at number 3 in Westminster that eventually there'll be a new building there, but that could be 5 or 10 years away. So in the interim, we have this dazzling display for all of us to enjoy. Thank you.